Hello everybody, I hope you're well. Now this is the second video in our little series from the Shaolin Ancestors Wing Chun Club just west of London. Now in this clip the Sifu shows a lovely demonstration of what he calls spiral energy. Now from an Aikido perspective, we would probably compare this to something like Tegatana, where the rotational movement of the hand leads the rotational movement of the arm through the body, and then you can use that to emphasize deflection and control. Now he breaks this down beautifully. He also strongly emphasizes the fact that this energy is always coming out from your own center, and it's never something that collapses back in towards you. So you're permanently redirecting anything that's coming in, whilst also trying to take your partner's center and destabilize them. These are obviously critical, fundamental points in all martial arts systems. Now, even though this isn't a very long video, there's an awful lot of detail in there, so do stick with it because I think there's a lot of things that will be beneficial to a lot of people. Now, I really enjoyed this session and I'm hoping that we can get them to contribute more to the channel. If you enjoyed this or found it in any way useful, don't forget, smash everything below, click the little button so you get notified when we upload future videos, and thank you for watching.
Chasing his center. So the whole point, everything we do is based on looking for his center. Throws the same punch. If I'm using the Wu, the same thing, I'm looking for his center. He could relax, but then I'm going straight to his center. Yes? If he punches again, if he doesn't relax, I've still got his center. He can move his center into me, but what's going to happen is that I'm going to redirect his center. So everything we do, Tan, Foot, Wu, is all positive energy, and that's what we call gong. We need that positive energy on the other person, but on his center. All right. So let's go back to the one I was telling you about. The Tan is to open, the Wu is to close. We'll play a drill. I've showed you that drill before, but what I'm going to do is that I'll play you a simple drill. All right. What's going to happen is that if I punch Rich from here, all I want you to do is go in to the Wu. Yes. So the Wu is going to close off that position, and if I try and hit you from the other side, you're just going to go into the Tan. So as I try and hit you from there, it's just Wu, Tan, Wu, Tan, Wu. Can you see that much movement there? Now if you just create a smaller movement now from this same position here, if you just open up the hand into a Tan from there, don't move, can you see you do not need to bring that Tan from that position, because I would have to be this close before I can even drive my fist through that. Can you see? This is what we call our neutral position. Yes? So if you bring that just a little bit higher and you put it into the Wu, okay? Can you see from here? That now closes off that position here. Alright, so when I go here, it's completely closed off. So what happens if I put my hand here? When you move the Tan, alright, keep opening. Now from here, when you open from here, it's not all done by the hand from the spiral. If you move your body ever so, move that hip, drop the hip, that's it, and opening from there, you've now opened my position. The Tan is now opening my position. Now don't move. If I put the pressure in and I force it from there, I can't break the structure. Okay, so now the energy only goes up from there. Go up, and now you have your structure of the Wu as well. So if I'm coming from this side, don't move. Now just from this position, turn the hand to close, don't move. Right, you're closed off from there, yes? Yeah. So don't move the hand. If you need to close it off more, that's it, just the body, don't move. Okay, so from here, if I'm coming through here, now just open up the Tan from the elbow, that's it, keep opening. Right, you'll open up the position on me here. If I have this hand, he's opening the position from me here. So what happens is that the Wu, because it's your guard, is what's going to close off. And your Tan is what's going to open. So what happens is that if I've got a position, put a handle, touch my hand from here, I'm going to have to open that position. Now I've opened up two positions from here. Yes? Alright? So, but going back to the Tan, Foot, Wu, it has to be positive energy. There's nothing about the movement here that gives an inch in terms of energy to the other person. So when we play our single hand drill, we're learning how to do the Tan, fork, Wu, this punch, all we're doing is this. That's all we're doing. But what happens if you do this thousands and thousands of times, learn how to deal with it. He puts pressure in, any type of pressure, you learn how to control the person. So once you're happy using the Tan, you do exactly the same with the Wu, exactly the same. When he puts the pressure on, what you're going to learn is how to use the Wu in exactly the same position. Then you switch over, so it doesn't make a difference which hand you intercept, whether you intercept with the Wu or with the Tan, it's identical. You're trying to take his center. So when he throws a punch, you're after the person's center. You're not after trying to hit him with the interception, because you don't really know what he's going to do. He may just punch and withdraw, or he may just fake. You don't really know. But what happens is that if you're using that 3-gate system, if you punch and pull it back very quickly, what's going to happen is if I stay where I am, it's not going to work. Because if I chase the hands, then he pulls it back, then it still won't work. What will happen is that I need to get to position. So when he does the same thing again, what happens is I stay with the position. So it's regardless of whether he throws it and I'm quick enough to get there first, or he leaves it there, which is very unlikely, because the only thing I'm interested in now is what I'm focused on. It's not this, because he can't do anything, because I've really taken out his position and also on his balance as well. I'm only focused on the other hand. So when you focus the first hand, you're not really interested in the first hand other than the fact you use it to influence his balance. You're after him or the other hand. Okay, so when you intercept this whack, I'm only interested in trying to protect myself against the other hand, not preoccupied what I'll do with this hand, because when you drill this, when you drill this, you do it so that it's a reflex. So you're no longer thinking about this hand. Yes? Does that make sense? Alright, so the point of reflex, so that when he throws a punch, you no longer think about the lead hand, you're only thinking about, because this should be reflex by now. Yes? Alright? So one I want you guys to practice is that, use a stronger hand. If you're in this position here, learn how to get the gong. Don't just open, just give me energy, proper energy, push it. Just try to push it. Don't do it so that you feel the energy is going into you, because then you're not expressing the gong. When he presses you, there's no point the energy enters into your own spine, because what you're doing, you're deflecting it. How are you deflecting? And using the spinal energy. So you've got to use the opening so that he can push as hard as he wants and get there, and he starts stronger, get into a stronger stance. When he pushes you and then you're in a powerless stance, there shouldn't be at any point where he can influence you. Why? Because you're using spinal energy. And if he pushes harder, you should just be able to move from where you are. It's not to do with trying to use strength there. You know that from the form, if you do this over and over again, but we don't practice it in the form. Because what happens in the form is deliberately disguised so that if you copied it, it wouldn't work. But all the references are in the form, because when you get to Tan, you get to Wu. Okay? Does that make sense? Any questions? Alright, so what I want you to practice is, when you have the hand there, make sure that the only energy that's going up is an upward open energy, because that's what starts the spiral. So as you open, okay, make sure you're going down, you're using the yin yang separation. I want energy from the ground, okay? So as he's pushing, I want energy from the ground, and I want you to be able to do your structured flow. Alright? Any questions?